Not only is this deck ridiculous because of the hand hate and the control aspect, but it has 65 cards instead of 60. Let me explain why. There's so many freaking good black cards in this meta right now that we just want to cram them all into the same deck because they're just that good. And this deck was given to me from a really good friend, and I tried it on the ladder with great success and thought, and I've also scrimmaged, if you will, against it with him over and over and over and over. And this particular pile is absolutely brutal. Now, the only weakness I would say that it has would probably be aggro. That's only if you don't mulligan to try to get removal in your hand right off the bat. But you never know what you're going to play against when you're on the ladder. But you have to know Standard is a fast and brutal format, so it's typically a good idea to always have removal in your mulligans. Sometimes you can't help it because, you don't want to go down to 4 cards or 5 cards. I totally get that. I'm not recommending that. But, sometimes it's just that way. Most of the time, you're not going to have to worry about that because of the amount of removal that is in this deck. We've got Intimidation Tactics. Just because it's not removing from the board doesn't mean it's not considered removal. When you're removing cards from people's hand, that's essentially the same thing, if not better. Duress will take care of that. Intimidation Tactics will take care of that. Bitter Triumph is removal. We have Deep Cavern Bat. We have Momentum Breaker. We have Liliana. We have Deadly Cover Up. And then we have Cut Down. And those are all cards that are going to be taking care of threats. As far as the rest of the synergy or the rest of the deck is concerned, we're talking about drawing cards, and Mazemind Tome happens to be, it's still one of the best cards, in my opinion, to have in almost any deck that you have. It's crucial to be able to control flooding, because we all know we build our decks and we think, do I need 24 land? Do I need 22? Do I need 20? What am I going to do? And Mazemind Tome takes care of that. And I think Mazemind is overlooked in a lot of decks, including 4 of is never going to hurt my feelings every time I see. Heck, any deck that you have that has 60 cards, just throw 4 more Mazemind Tomes in there and tell me you're not going to have a bad time. Go ahead, try. Throwing Mazemind Tome into Mice aggro may not be the best idea, but that, there's an exception. If there's a deck that isn't aggro, Mazemind Tome will probably fit in it just fine. We're trying to remove threats to the point to where there's no removal on board for our Speed Demon, for Sheoldred, and for the Unholy Annex to do its thing. It's going to draw cards. Sheoldred's going to capitalize on that the drawing of cards. Speed Demon is going to draw cards. You get the idea. So with this pile here, it's absolutely effective at controlling the opponent. And, I get it. This is, once again, another discard hand hate deck. But you know what? At least it's not mono red, right? At least it's not mono red. This is literally the hand we're dealt with this meta. These cards are so good that, you know what? I'm not going to handicap myself. It's a super easy to play deck that doesn't require crazy interactions. You either remove threats. At this point, we all are kind of aware of what threats there are. There's some tech that are going into other deck types that are very impressive, but for the most part, we know what to look for, and that's an advantage already. So if you're duressing or using intimidation tactics or deadly cover up to see what someone may be running or what threats they may have on deck, it's really, really, really nice to be able to remove those threats, because obviously, if they don't have their threats, they're going to have a hard time, especially when this happens on repeat over and over. And then we're getting value from Sheoldred, we're getting value from the Speed Demon, and value from the Unholy Annex. It's very oppressive. In a lot of the games that I play with this deck, it's not, I'm not winning from killing the opponent or like taking the opponent down to 0 health. I'm winning from just them getting so frustrated and just defeated that they just scoop. And that's kind of the best, that's the best feeling for me in Magic. Now, if I'm playing you one-on-one in paper Magic, I don't want you to feel that way. I really don't. I want to win, but I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, like, screw this. I'm going home. I'm going home. See you later. Because we're on Arena. There's no rules. There's no rules on Arena. And in that scenario, I'm not your friend. I don't care if you feel bad. I mean, I do. I want you to, honestly and personally, I want you to feel good. But I'm saying when we're playing a game of Magic, I don't care. If you lose, I care that I have control of the game. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to draw cards and you're going to lose health when I do it. And you don't have any cards in the end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I feel really bad, but I'm sorry. And with that, let's see how this deck does. This is my first game with this deck. Let's go. More chicken. Love the name. But I see aggro. I see goblins. And that's just not going to cut it. We're going to just have to kill all of the goblins. And I'm so sorry. If you're a fan of goblins, you might want to cover your eyes because this is going to get nasty. Sear Slicer is a great card, but we definitely have options here. I think, Bitter Triumph, or Bitter Triumph. At this point, I don't mind taking the health hit. We've got speed started, and that's a definite good 3-drop. So they basically curved out 100%. As I expect an aggro deck to do. I know the Hell Squad is a problem if you let it sit on board for too long. So I feel like, I could throw down the Unholy Annex, but drawing cards right now is not something I need to be doing. I am taking a risk getting rid of the other Bitter Triumph, but at this point, now that I've removed 3 of their daggum creatures, it's time to start throwing down, getting Sheoldred out or the Unholy Annex. Depends on this play now that they're about to do. And they're taking some time. It takes time to get more chicken, okay? You can't just walk into the kitchen and have more chicken. You got to think about it. You got to let it marinate, Throw a little bit of salt and pepper on there. So they thought long and hard about it, and they went with a Howl Squall. And that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't have direct removal for it. I have 2 Unholy Annex and a Sheoldred. Do I think they can remove the Sheoldred? No. Will I be blocking with it? Unfortunately, I think I have to. Yeah, we're taking the slow route here. Squee is not what I want to see. So they just dumped almost their entire hand for good reason. Yeah. I'm glad they retracted those attacks because I definitely would have gladly removed the Squee or the Howl Squad. Okay. Okay, so their plan is 100% on the board, and they're relying on top deck. We're essentially in that position. Momentum Breaker here is not going to work because they're just going to remove a 1/1 token. That's a waste of a turn. At this point, we're just going to have to turn our engines on, if you will, and see what we get. Normally, I'm happy to see Momentum Breaker, but in this case, it's not doing us any good. Now, it is if we want to gain health, and we may actually rely on it to do so. We're only at 1 speed, but hey, health is health against aggro. And like I said before, this deck is typically not going to do very well versus aggro. It can remove a lot of creatures, but then look at this board I have to deal with. I mean, I do have a board wipe in my deck, but there's only 2. And if they get too wide, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, without demons, Unholy Annex is not going to be helping us. It's going to be hurting. Okay, we've increased our speed. We have a demon. We do have some blocks, if you will. So they basically can't send the Squee or the House Squad at us, which is fine. Oh, that's unexpected. What do they do? Okay, you know what? That's fine. Hypnoticus, Undercity Sewer Dweller. All right, I see Demir. Let's see how this does against it. I like that I can see their hand right off the bat. Investigate. Yeah, I don't like their board getting bigger. I'd rather, you know, it's fine if they get tokens. Or, not tokens, but clues. I'd rather them feel like they had an edge in that regard, but as soon as the board starts getting wide, I mean, like I said, we do have removal, but I don't want to have to just be doing that over and over. Because right now we just have one more removal spell. Okay, 2. So because we have so much land in this deck, I feel like a land discard is not going to be a bad idea here. Because I want the Mazemind Tome. I feel like that's going to be very helpful. And I think the Bitter Triumph is worth keeping.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
I know we'll draw more land. I'm confident. It'll happen. Piggy bank. Alright, see? Never didn't have it. Now I could use Liliana to remove the piggy bank. Never said that before. Or I can remove it and keep her going, because it's going to be a definite threat to them if she gets to 6. Alright, there's the Mazemind Tome. Yeah, I can't justify plussing her right now. That would just be... That would just not be good for us. I don't want to get rid of a speed demon. That's like our... It's our... Not a win condition, but I mean, it's essentially a win condition. Just doesn't seem like a good idea to get rid of it, especially when we're down to 1 card, right? We want more cards. That draws us more cards. So let's keep it. Of course, I draw another one. I couldn't have known that. I mean, I knew I was going to draw more land, but I didn't know I was going to draw more speed demons. Okay, we're in good shape. I like seeing Unholy Annex. Always a good draw. I don't have any Soulstone lands, but it's alright. Tithing Blade. Good card. I don't feel like it's good enough. Liliana's still alive. Unless they have a pump. They do not.
You're gonna need a good Undertaker.
Alright, so now we're online. 5 land is all we need for shenanigans. I know they have the Shoot the Sheriff, so a Speed Demon right off the bat is going to get removed. We can probably use our Ritual Chamber to draw out their removal, though I don't know what else they have. But I'd rather have a 6/6 generic demon removed than our Speed Demon. And because we have multiple, I think it's okay to remove one of them. Let's see what they got. A Cut Down. Always good fodder for removal. I'm a little bit jealous. See, I actually have great cards. Every card in this deck is good. I don't want any of them to be removed. Although, if I had a Cut Down, I would absolutely 100% remove it from my hand.
touch me again.
Do not touch Liliana. You heard the lady. She's very, very sensitive. Well, it's nice having options, right? Sheoldred is gonna get removed. But at least they won't have the removal anymore. So that's my thought process here. And at least before she gets removed, we get a little bit of health from her. And we were just talking about that. We were just talking about Cut Down. All right, so they do have life gain right now, which I'm not a fan of. See, I mean, obviously Sheoldred needs to be removed, so I knew it would draw out the removal, but now I feel a lot better about playing Speed Demon. Ooh, Deadly Cover-Up. Pretty nice. Not necessary right now. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're safe. Unless they top deck removal, which is certainly possible. Because they have nothing in hand, I think this Deep Cavern is probably the thing to remove here. But it's a blocker, and I am trying to protect. I was thinking we have Speed Demon. Mazemind Tome is good for drawing cards, but it's kind of redundant since we have a Speed Demon. Oof. Okay, so that sucks. So everything I just did was feels pretty bad. Keep like getting rid of the Mazemind Tome.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Look at that, we can play every card in our hand right now. Always interesting. Okay, so yeah, let's get a demon. I'll create a 6/6 demon and I will kill your piggy. Your boar toy. I never noticed that. Can't wait to build my boar deck. Why is that a boar? I mean, I guess it would be silly if it was a pig. Swine. Bacon. Ham? Yeah, okay. Let's roll with boar. I don't know what you're doing over there, but it doesn't really matter. Because I have Sheoldred, I have a demon, I have Unholy Annex. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, you know? You can block. You can not block. I don't know what you're going to save your 1/1 for. I mean, what better thing to do than to block 6 damage? And that thing isn't going to win you the game. Yep. That's about where we are. I go first, so I get to see what's in your hand. That's a lot of stuff. Pest Control, Kaya, Ghost, Vacuum, Ruthless Negotiations, Legions to Ashes. What would you remove? I don't know. I feel like Legions is the play here. That seems like a really, really good card. Ghost Vacuum, I really never see it become relevant as far as what it exiles. I don't care about pulling from my graveyard. Kaya, we've got time to deal with her before she hits the board. Pest Control, So, Ruthless Negotiation, while it does suck, Oh, cycle. So they're digging. Okay, well, we're good on land. I bet we draw Liliana. Intimidation tactics. I'm okay with that. Once again, I think that it is okay to remove land. I don't know. I like living on the edge. I mean, there we go. I can just tell. I know the game. I say it's not. There is no rigging of the shuffler. The game isn't out against me, but I just know. I just have a feeling that way. If you have more than 20 land, most of the time you're gonna draw land. Doesn't make sense, but that's how it is. You know, your ghost vacuum is sure is sucking up a lot of stuff that's not ghost, okay? Just want you to know that. It's more like a regular vacuum, okay? Yeah. They don't have removal other than top decking. So let's see what we can get away with. I mean, I just drew freaking 2 cards, so even if it does get removed, worth it. Yeah, I guess they're not having anything to do with it. I just love going first. I mean, it's the best. Oh, that's a Sunfall and 2 Endurings and a Skrell. I'll take the Skrell. I think we'll be able to remove the Sunfall. Maybe with a Duress. I'm feeling like we haven't seen Duress in a while. The past couple of games. It's like I just know. Okay. Man, I'm feeling it. Even though we're at 65 cards, I just know. That's just... Alright, I mean, I'm not even that worried about Sunfall. I mean, it is a good card, but I hate these Enduring Innocence, however. 3 of them, like, potentially they have a lot of room for drawing cards. Now, if we have Sheoldred, if we calculate it right, we have Sheoldred on the board and they're drawing cards, that's great for us, but I have a feeling they'll be able to... I mean, who doesn't have removal? Yep. Okay. Backup Sheoldred, certainly nice. Go ahead. Go ahead. Draw cards. That's okay with me. Yep. Basri, tomorrow's champion. Don't worry about today. Let's worry about tomorrow. Don't target. Don't you target my Sheoldred. You back off. Authority of Consuls. Annoying, but not a big deal. Okay, let's get into that hand, I think. Or we're at 3 speed, 3rd gear, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, if because I don't know what's in their hand. I mean, I could play the Deep Cavern, but that would be the only... I like this. Even if they block, yeah. Okay, so they've killed Sheoldred, but they don't have a board. And they're down to 7. This is okay because we have a backup Sheoldred. And we're at 4 speed. We still have a demon. We're in good shape. I mean, not much you can do with 3 mana. There's only one way to find out. I do wish there was land destruction. Fountain Port is a problem for sure, but I think we can get around it. Okay, I got enough mana to be able to throw down this Cavern Bat and see what's in their hand, but also play Sheoldred or Mazemind if we're not feeling it. 2 lay down arms, another stupid vacuum, Skrull's Hive. Yeah. So we get rid of a laydown. They'll cast it probably onto our bat, which I'm okay with. It takes care of it, you know. It uses the card on a stupid bat instead of something nice. I'm very hesitant. I have Soulstone as well. It does get them down. I mean, they... Ooh. So yeah, if I play Soulstone, then they'll be forced to use the lay down arms. Which I don't care about not having a demon. I'm not doing this for a demon. I'm doing this to get rid of their lay down arms. We'll see if they fall for it. Oh, okay, down the 4. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, go ahead, please. Okay. Oh no, what will I do? I was not thinking about that. You've removed my demons. Well, you know what they say about weird Phyrexian creatures and demons that speed around. I really don't know what they say about those guys. Yeah, well, it is nice. They do have a full grip now. Back up to 4. But then again, we're at 32, so we're sitting pretty. Okay. We're in a good spot. We don't have demon. Okay, get lost. Map tokens are nice. I never was a fan of Get Lost. It's a great card. It's low mana value removal. But giving... I mean, if it gave 1 map token, I'd be like, okay, this card, awesome. But because it gives 2, I'm like, I hate giving the opponent anything, right? I'll probably won't use them, but, you know, still. Okay. It sucks that they have so many cards now. However, they only have 4 health. I think we can weasel our way. Not a fish! How dare you throw a 1/1 fish at me? Insulting. I have to go home and tell my family about this. I got slapped with a fish multiple times. All right, what's the play here? So they're probably, at this point, rocking removal. But there's one way to find out. What you gonna do? Pay 1 life? That's pretty risky. So you're drawing before Sheoldred. Okay. I don't blame you. Okay, having 2 Annex on the board. Definitely have some card draw coming our way. Have enough health to take it. And guess what? Sheoldred's on the board. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna think. Oh, down to 2. Yeah, use your ghost vacuum. That's what you should do. Ah, yeah, I can't do that. I don't think we need 3. I'm not that greedy. Oh. Oh, no. That just happened. This hand is nasty. I feel bad. Yeah, I'll take the Unholy Annex. Sorry. I'm sorry, Gungnir. Gungnir. I'm sorry, not sorry. Unstoppable. I mean, I don't really care about these cut downs. Okay. What? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of greedy here. I think playing Deep Cavern Bat is greedy. Playing Unholy Annex is greedy. This is just a greedy deck. And we're at, like I said, we're at 65 cards. It doesn't feel like we've had any, you know, deprecation or anything like that. So the balance is still there. There's our lands are hitting, we're hitting, you know, everything we need. Yeah, I don't know. What would be, I mean, Dross is more value over time. It feels like. Go for the throat. 2 cut downs and a 4/4 demon, and let's see if you draw land. That's where we're at. We've dissected. You did draw land. We've dissected their hand to a point where they're top decking. Okay, now you can't do anything. I would have just played the demon. Although we have removal. But now we have an engine and they don't. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Cut down doesn't work on a 6/6. Oh, this is just not fair. This might do it. Yep, that's what I thought.